Welcome to the Daily Forex Market Analysis, and this is for trading on January the 29th, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. All right, as usual, we'll get started by taking a look at our calendar. In terms of the data here, we do see positive consumer confidence numbers, and actually that gave the market, equities market, a boost, and we have seen some of the move to the downside unfold. Now, coming up tomorrow, we have very important data here, which is our very, very important event here, which is the FOMC. So this is the Fed meeting, and in terms of the interest rate, they're not looking, or at least market doesn't expect them to cut rates at this point. The question will be more around what the policy will be for this year, and this is where if they tilt more dovish, if they express any kind of concerns about the economy, we could see US dollar drop as a result. So keep that in mind. And then we also have trade balance numbers here. These will, again, if they come in below expectations, can have a negative impact on the US dollar. Same trade balance numbers for New Zealand as well. If they drop below the expected number, we could see a negative impact on New Zealand. And another thing to keep in mind will be, again, around the coronavirus here. As it stands right now, then we are seeing that the death toll here has gone up. So more people have died as a result of this virus, and confirmed cases here, it's close to 6,000 now. So if we start to see higher numbers, then we could again see markets get spooked. So keep that in mind. We need to monitor this as we trade. All right, so let's go on to our charts now. So we'll start with euro dollar. So euro, we were looking for it to drop. We went into the first target, and like we had talked, this one went up from there. Markets pulled back, especially with that positive data that came in for the US. The equity markets really liked it, and there was risk was kind of back into the markets. So with this one here, my bias is neutral still. We could get a pullback here. I will look for maybe a move into 1.1040 and then a further drop here. But this week, euro has been a little bit bearish here because of the ECB monetary policy statement, but then we have FOMC coming out tomorrow. So all the US crosses can have a lot of volatility. So be mindful of that. But right now, as long as price stays below 1.1040 or even 1.1020, which is this support resistance level here, which price has reacted to previously, we could see it drop further. So my bias is neutral here, and target here is 1.0980, which is this support level here. So looking for price to drop further. Now do keep in mind, it can pull up a little bit more into 1.1040, but then again, I could just go up. So I'm neutral for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, this one has had a drop, so bias is to the downside. It's still trading in a bit of a range here. So I'm looking for a retest of the bottom of the range, so something like that. Looking for price to drop into 1.2950. So bias is bearish for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, we had a drop yesterday, but now it's pulled back, which means this one could go higher. And target here would be 0.6780 will be the first target. And then if it goes higher, 0.6800. So with the fear of coronavirus spreading, Australian dollar and New Zealand dollars have been hit hard, and commodities overall, oil, copper, these have been hit hard. But today we saw that some of that some of those moves were reversed today. So we could see things go up further. So the moves to the downside can basically reverse. So keep that in mind. I would expect volatility in the market tomorrow. So for this one here, I'm looking for it to go higher, 0.6780, potentially into 0.6800. So slightly bullish bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this one is neutral. What I would look for is 0.6565 level. So as long as price stays below this level, we could see it drop further here. So neutral bias for now. We could get one of these moves to the downside. Overall bias still remains to the downside, but watch out for volatility in New Zealand as well. But overall, as long as it stays below 65.65, I'm looking for a drop. First, a retest of 0.6520 and then 0.6500. So neutral bias here for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD has gone up, but today we saw a reversal here. We have a double top formation. So with this one, bias is to the downside. And we could, I would look for a pullback towards 1.3170 or even 80, and then looking for a drop here. So bearish bias for dollar CAD, and in terms of targets, 1.3120 and then 1.3100. So bearish bias here. All right, let's take a look at our silver. Big move down for the silver here. And bias is still to the downside here. 17.15 is the first target. And then we're looking at 16.99. So 17 or 16.90 as the next target. So bearish bias for silver. Gold here also looks bearish. Bias is to the downside. 1550 is the first target, and then we're looking at 1535. So a lot of that fear, as we can see, is going out of the market at the moment. Oil here, oil has reversed as well. We saw this big drop, this big drop in oil here as a result of the virus news, and now we are seeing reversals and everything. So this is looking bullish as well. Potential pullback into 53.50, and then target is 55. So oil is looking bullish as well. Copper here, copper has dropped quite a bit as a result of all this unease in the market. At this point, we are into support, so I would look to see if price holds above this level. So if it holds above, I will look for it to go higher towards 2.57. And then we are into another major support resistance level, and then we could see price kind of go back into or go into a range here. So my bias here is neutral for copper, and as long as it holds above 2.53, we could see it go higher. Now, should it drop through this level, because this is an important support resistance level, should it drop through, we're looking at 2.50. But overall, I'm neutral on copper. Bitcoin has gone up and still looking bullish. Target here is 9550. And above that, we're looking at 9920. So bias is bullish for Bitcoin. Equity markets here. Equity markets have been all over the place. So today we saw a reversal in the market. So it looks like market is disregarding the whole coronavirus issue now. And as a result, we do have a bullish candle close. So bias here is bullish. We could see a move towards 3,300, and then above that, 3340 will be the target. So bullish bias here for S&P 500. Nasdaq here, same thing. We have a bullish candle close. So the target here, first target is 9180, and then we have 9260. So bullish bias for Nasdaq as well. And then we have Dow Jones also looking bullish. 28,980 is the first target. And then we have 29,190 as the second target. So bullish bias here as well. DAX here, we see a pin bar in this one as well. So this one could move higher. 13,465 is the first target. And then we're looking at 13,580 as the second target. So looking bullish at the moment. FTSE as well, it has bounced off of this support level here. So the next target here is 75.30 first, and then we're looking at 75.80. So bullish bias here for FTSE as well. Nikkei here, this one also bounced off of the support. We did see a reversal in this one as well. So it is bullish. The target here is 23,600, and then the next target is 23,900. So I would still say that if we start hearing more negative news in regards to the virus, that could still turn things around. So keep an eye, but otherwise it looks like market is going back to where it was prior to those concerns. So that's it for today. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.